I think racing at the AMP kart track really set me up for the car side, learning the basics of karts, learning how to be smooth and, racecraft, all that good stuff, learning elevation. So my first race in the Miata was in February, and I almost grabbed a podium. And then the 2 races after that, I managed to grab 2 wins for both races. I have a race coming up tomorrow, and I'm looking for another win. I just drive my own little world. Hi, I'm Raiden Nicol. I'm 13. I've been racing at AMP for 5 to 6 years, and I'm making the transition from karts to cars. The current lap records that I hold at the AMP kart track are in Micro Swift, Mini Swift, K100 Junior, K100 Senior, and X30 Junior.
So my name is Raiden Nicol. Raiden Nicol's dad. So far this year, Raiden he's run 3 races on the main track.
The transition from karts to cars has been pretty straightforward since a Miata is basically a go-kart with suspension and gears. So my favorite part about driving cars is it's much faster. You get to shift gears, it's clean, close racing, and the community is much more relaxed, and you get to meet new people who could eventually help you in the future.
So transitioning from karts to cars has probably been easier for him and more difficult for me, if we break it down in those terms, because driving the 2, there are differences, obviously, but a lot of the fundamentals that we've been working on over the years for him are the same. So he made the transition pretty smoothly. I thought, our plan this year really was just to practice in the Miata here at AMP. That's why we got the membership towards the end of last year and started practicing in January after we got the car. And his lap times and his comfort in the car just kind of got to that competitive level faster than we expected. Or that I expected, probably is the right way to say it. So then he got it, made the jump up into racing, and been really happy with that. For me, there was a lot more learnings because there are similarities between go-karts and cars. So as I had spent all the time learning the go-kart side, I had to take a little bit of similarities over to the cars, but then really start understanding the differences with the Spec Miata. What's the rule set? What are all the safety things that we need to make sure that we have in place? Other than just general maintenance of oil and brake fluid and pads and all that kind of stuff. Haven't had to do a lot to the car, which has been good from my learning standpoint. So I'd say transition has been really smooth overall, but a little bit of a learning curve for me.
Since I've always wanted to go into cars, I would visit the car side and see what the experience was like, and take in everything, the community, the cars, what it was like being there. And then I had friends like Jose and all of them, helping me get to grips with an H-pattern shifter, driving a car, all that stuff.
So it's one of the things that we really love about AMP, and it keeps us, so connected to the community as far as the same kind of very sense of family and community that we saw on the go-kart side and continue to see. It's similar to what we've seen here on the car side. It's one of the reasons that we actually moved to the area was to be close to the kart track at the time when we did relocate here, about 6 years ago, I guess, at this point. The technicality of the track, the facilities in general, having the ability to go to the go-kart track and turn laps over there, come over here and drive on main track now, be able to kind of see the differences in the style that's required, and be able to go and ask questions, whether it is to, like I said, the mechanics down at the Primal Race Shop or the other race teams and stuff that are here. Having those resources available, all relatively close to home, has been huge. It's been really good for us. We enjoy it, and we can look forward to continuing to build on that.
So AMP's a good learning track because it has multiple turns that you might encounter at, let's say VIR or any kind of other track outside AMP. It's definitely a technical track with different compression zones and hard blind turns. But yeah, it's overall a fun, flowy technical track with fun elevation that makes it interesting. I went up to VIR for comp school with NASA, and I think 11 of us were trying to get our comp license, and I think only half of us successfully passed comp school. My accomplishments for this year is really to just get better, learn, and take in the experience. Try to learn new tracks and get to know people. Next year might be different. Obviously, I'm gonna try to, get better, win races, all that good stuff. My overall career goal is, obviously, I want to get to the pinnacle of racing, F1, but realistically, I'm going to try to get to IMSA or the WEC. So this weekend, I'm looking forward to driving the car. I'm really hoping for a nice, clean weekend, a good start, good race, fun race, obviously, and hanging out with people.
So for tomorrow's race, definitely looking forward to a good clean race. I think there's some good competitors that are signed up for tomorrow, so I think it'll be a close race. Definitely be fun with some nice side-by-side action. And obviously, as always, hopefully, Raiden will pull out the win, make it 3 for 3 for the series so far. So I always just want him to go out and be safe and bring the car back in one piece from my own personal standpoint. Today had some ups and downs, didn't it?
Yeah, qualified third on grid, and then we couldn't make it to grid because air got in the brake line. We figured that out when we were leaving the garage. But yeah, missed the pre-final, so in the final had to start in the back.
Now if we can get Raiden Nicol back in there for the second race, there may be some contention.
Well, assuming Raiden can get his troubles figured out, it is going to be a bit of a mountain for him to climb today, Bill, because that means he will be starting at the back of the pack in race number 2. So he's going to have an entire grid to make up before being able to challenge Caney. That was an exciting race number 1, and that will set the grid for race number 2.
Waiting for that green piece of fabric. There it is. Green flag is out and we are underway.
Raiden Nicol starting in the back of the pack, already made up 3 positions right now, looking to gain a 4th as he's coming through turn 5. And he is driving angry right now, Bill, after that frustrating race 1. Wasn't even able to make it to the grid, had brake problems, got it sorted out, back on track.
And we've got a full course caution as the pace car is coming out to pick up the field.
But that is a dangerous spot, Bill, coming through 11. That's that downhill, sharp right-hander. With these Miatas, you practically want to go 4 off just to keep the speed so you don't have to touch your brakes. And I hear them gridding up back there. You know, the engine starting to rev.
Here they come down to the line, and Caney is hot and heavy on it. Here we go, down to the line. White flag in hand in the starter. Bumper to bumper. Looking to the inside is Raiden Nicol to the inside of Williamson. He's got him. Can he slow down enough? Locks the wheels up, but he's able to make the move. It's not over yet.
Inside.
There he goes, looking to the inside is Keith Williamson. They're side by side, although Nicol pulls him, coming out of 6, going into 7. Williamson and Nicol, and to the line is going to be Raiden Nicol, your race winner. Keith Williamson second.
How about that, Bill? Woo. Starting dead last after the DNF from race number 1. Raiden Nicol, like a surgeon, cutting through the field.
And it didn't take him long to get there, really.
No, it didn't. And he is holding to the pattern where he doesn't win race 1, but he wins race 2, 3rd month in a row. The young gun, 13 years old, Raiden Nicol, showing all these old guys how it's done.
Made my way up. Luckily, I made some good passes, didn't crash, didn't make contact, and made my way up to first. So I'm happy about that.
They come out, it will be Raiden Nicol holding on for the win. And to the checkered flag comes your race winner, Raiden Nicol. Checkered flag will fly for Raiden Nicol in a very impressive race 1 win here in the Spec Miata class.